Finally showing his face nearly 1 week after his supporters terrorized the Capitol, President Trump is back to throwing more gasoline on the fire as he gaslights the country, warning that his expected second impeachment looming in the House could enrage his followers.
Be careful what you wish for. The impeachment hoax is a continuation of the greatest and most vicious witch hunt in the history of our country and is causing tremendous anger and division and pain, far greater than most people will ever understand.
Trump even insisted he's not worried that Vice President Mike Pence and the cabinet would use the 25th Amendment to remove him from office, taking a swipe at incoming President Joe Biden.
The 25th Amendment is of zero risk to me, but will come back to haunt Joe Biden and the Biden administration.
Sources close to Trump tell CNN advisors have been urging the president to tone down his language as he could be prosecuted or sued for his role in the insurrection. As one source put it, lawyers have been recommending a de-escalation of rhetoric, not just for the good of the country, but also to reduce the risk of legal jeopardy, which is why Trump is claiming he doesn't want to see more violence as he steps down from office.
As far as this is concerned, we want no violence, never violence. We want absolutely no violence.
But the president is still lying about his role in the siege.
You'll never take back our country with weakness. You have to show strength.
Insisting his speech had nothing to do with the bloody insurrection that followed.
But they've analyzed my speech and my words and my final paragraph, my final sentence, and everybody to the T thought it was totally appropriate.
All the more reason, Democrats say, to impeach him.
What Trump did today, blaming others for what he caused, is a pathological technique used by the worst of dictators. Trump causes the anger. He causes the divisiveness. He foments the violence and blames others for it. That is despicable.
Some Republican leaders aren't standing in the way, with Congresswoman Liz Cheney calling the upcoming impeachment a vote of conscience for lawmakers. Democrats are pushing back on the notion that impeaching the president would spark more violence.
Well, we're not going to negotiate, with domestic terrorists, and that's who these people are.
To avoid another impeachment, Democrats had urged Pence to invoke the 25th Amendment to force Trump from power.
We're trying to tell him that the time of 25th Amendment emergency has arrived. It has come to our doorstep. It has invaded our chamber.
A process that would require the support of cabinet members like Health and Human Services Secretary Alex Azar, who declined to say whether Trump is still fit to hold office.
Do you believe what the president did last week showed that he is able to discharge the duties of his office or not?
George, the rhetoric last week was unacceptable. I'm not going to get into or discuss the 25th Amendment here.
And the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, Wolf, Mark Milley, he's released a stunning statement to U.S. service members warning that acts of sedition will not be tolerated. The statement from the Joint Chiefs chairman goes on to state that we support and defend the Constitution. Any act to disrupt the constitutional process is not only against our traditions, values, and oath, it is against the law. Those are some strong words from the chairman of the Joint Chiefs. And as for the president saying everybody around him approved of the speech he gave before the siege at the Capitol, that is just not true. Some of the president's own advisors tell me they believe his remarks were dangerous. In recent days, we know that the president has been ranting and raving. He still holds on to this belief, still holds on to this lie, Wolf, that the election was stolen from him despite everything that has happened. And as one advisor put it, the president has created his own reality. The danger, of course, is that his own supporters, millions of supporters, are living in that reality. But one notable difference tonight, Wolf, Liz Cheney, influential House Republican, Mitch McConnell, the Senate Republican leader, they're not living in that reality. And that may mean reality could start crashing down on this president. So far as advisors have said to me, he has no plans of resigning. One has to wonder whether the weight of these developments is now coming down hard on this president, Wolf.
Yeah, the fact that General Mark Milley, the chairman of the Joint Chiefs, and the 7 other members of the Joint Chiefs of Staff had to release a statement like this, it says a lot. I used to be a Pentagon correspondent. I don't remember a time when they have to release a statement saying they want to honor the U.S. Constitution and safeguard our country. It speaks volumes that they even had to release a statement like this.
Shows how dangerous this is right now.
You're absolutely right. A breathtaking moment indeed. All right, Jim Acosta.